All right, I want to give you a quick tour of Hugging Face's spaces, which is hard to say, but true. The spaces are really where you can interact with certain AI APIs essentially, so you can play around with stuff. It's not necessarily intuitive right off the bat though, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it might work in this particular activity. So here you are at Spaces. Should you become interested in it, you can go here and find some things. Uh, you know, browse around, type in different words, see what comes up. It gives you an idea of the scope of what's out there. Keep in mind these things are free. They're accessible. That's kind of meaning that they're the bottom of the barrel in terms of complexity and skill. But hey, it's free, so it's hard to argue with that. I do think, though, it's worth noting that some of the paid stuff is massively more sophisticated and of better quality. So this gets you a hint of what's possible, but it's not showing you really where the top end is in any way. In any case, you can click through and go to it, and you'll pop into a place like this. And there's different things that you can do. We won't explore this one because we're not going to do stuff with screenshot to HTML, but that would be a cool thing to check out at some point. We are going to play around with taking audio and kind of mimicking voices. So the first one I want to take a look at is called Seamless Expressive. I think this is a Facebook model, if I remember correctly. And what we can do is we can put some audio here, we can determine the source language, and we can set a target language. And then what it should do is over here, it will create an audio file that tries to preserve aspects of that voice in terms of sound, and it will translate the text from one language to the other and show what it's trying to say. So we'll start with, I'm just going to drag from my desktop a Mr. T file.
My VA all-purpose multi-body filling tablet. Take it and you'll be a new man.
So kind of hard to understand even if you speak English in certain ways, but I thought it was a good challenge. So I'll set it to Spanish and we'll hit run. And it's going to kick over here. And now it's created an audio file. It's translated that English text into Spanish for us, somewhat effectively. And let's hear what it sounds like.
Mi tableta multi-bodybuilding para todos los propósitos. Tómalo y será su nombre nuevo. Mi tableta.
So, kind of interesting. And then if we wanted to try again, we can just hit that X and then try another thing. Like this is, I think, Freddie Mercury vocals from Queen. A little snippet.
Can't barely stand on my feet.
I thought this would be an interesting challenge because it's so melodic and just kind of strange. And we'll just hit run again. Let's see what it sounds like. I had a little rough time, but I mean, that's hard stuff to translate.
Puede Belly estar de pie en mi campo, mirarse en el espejo.
So kind of interesting. And that's Seamless Expressive. There are other options here like Open Voice. And Open Voice I kind of have mixed success with. It feels like it really likes kind of almost cartoonish voices. You'll notice if you try some of these models here, you just click on it, make sure that agree box is checked. You can hit send. And in this case, I'm assuming that's Chinese, but I could be wrong. All right, and that gets us our audio. The reference.
Get him, Timber!
The reference audio is kind of crazy, kind of cartoonish, but you can play around with these samples, which seem to be pretty good in terms of quality, if a bit strange. When I want to try it with my own audio, we'll try Queen again. All right, and I'm going to say this, we can control what it says. I am slightly frightened by some of this. So you can also pick styles here, kind of emotional styles. I don't know how effective that is, but remember again, they have a paid version of this that performs with a little more sophistication and power. But I'm going to send it over.
I'm slightly frightened by some of this.
So,
Can barely stand.
I'm slightly frightened by.
not that frightened though of this one. So you can see you're going to have mixed results, but it gives you a chance to play with these things to get a little bit used to the spaces in Hugging Face if you want to, because they're each going to look a little bit different. But hopefully that starts to get you warmed up.